Hey everyone, this is just a video of my settings and let's just get straight into it. Don't want to waste our time. So, we're just gonna start off with the in-game settings, and for external settings and applications, I'll go through them later. So, let's start off with the gameplay tab. I'm also gonna add timestamps below, so just skip to the parts that you like want to watch. So, interact prompt style, I have this compact. Just to show what it does for items. So this is compact. If you're used to the game, it just shows the actual item itself without showing much information. So I like it since it doesn't clog up my screen. But yeah, that's default. So you see how big it is. Whoa. But yeah. So that's compact. Button hands off. It's just showing like buttons below your abilities. So for my Q, you can see that it actually says Q bottom left. So yeah. Visual clutter, just turning it off. Crosshair damage, this is just personal preference. It's that little X thing when you shoot someone. So that's with it turned on, and I play with turned off, as it just makes it smoother for me. And damage numbers stack in. It's just personal preference. Ping opacity default. I've tried faded for the longest time, but I just could not see pings in the middle of a fight. So I left this on default. Obituaries on. Minimap rotation on. Also, for obituaries, I cannot say that word. It is so important you turn it on, as it is the kill feed, and having it on just tells you who and when people die, and it makes it way easier to have game knowledge as well. Weapon auto cycle on empty, turn it off so I can switch weapons on my own, so it doesn't switch it for me. Always sprint turned on, just makes my life way easier. Auto run turned off, jetpack control, hold. Everything else is pretty much default. So yeah. Radical, as for the color, right, I would say it's very much personal preference. This is what I use. It's very orangey, but it's just bright enough for me. So yeah. Everything else is just normal. As for keybinds, so I'm on mouse and key, but I do play controller at times. I'll get into that later. But I'm on mouse and key, and my DPI on my mouse is 1.6K, and I'm using a Logitech G Pro X. So I would say my sense is pretty high, but a good start off sense, if you can't really get your sense, just start off with 0.65. I feel like that's a very good mid ground, and work your way from there. But yeah, I have ADS on different sensitivities as well. I know a lot of people do not, but I really enjoy having different ones. Cause my default sensitivity is just way too high, and I just cannot aim. But I'll get into aiming later. So, yep, you can copy mine if you want. My binds, yeah, everything's pretty much default. I have forward on scroll wheel up to do tab shifts. You guys, I'm not gonna get too much into movement because that's a whole video on its own. But I have move forward on scroll wheel forwards, jump on scroll wheel down. So it allows me to bunny hop. I do not play on toggle. I play on crouch hold, and C just allows me to do super glides as well, since I can press C and space at the same time. Yep, everything's pretty much default. My alt is on Z. I'm not sure if that's default, but yep, that's what I play it on. Yeah, that's about it for keybinds. Controller, here we go. Aim assist, hell yeah. A lot of people play on 4.3. I've played on 4.3. I do not like it. It's way too slow for me. So also I have triggers, but I have back pedals, but I do not use them. My fingers are way too fat. So yeah, my button layout is this. I just have jump and crouch on my bumpers, my left and right bumpers, and my abilities on A or X on PS4 controllers, and yeah, my pings on B, which is circle. So yeah, I play on ALC turned on. Also, I have a GameSir G7 SE, GameSir G7 SE, just in case you guys want to get the controller, as it has Hall effects, Hall effect sticks, and it never gets stick drift, never. So that's why I have everything on 0. I'm on controller right now. I'll go on controller, it just doesn't move. So that's why I have dead zone on 0. But yeah. Sorry. Yep. This is just personal preference for sense. You just want your yaw speed and pitch speed. Yaw speed just makes you go left and right, and pitch is just up and down. And that's just, you know, just put it as high as you want. Everything else you want to leave down on 0, and this is ADS as well. Target compensation, it's basically aim assist, just leave it on. You know, people say how broken it is, you know, just use it. There's no, like, if you're in controller, if you turn this off and you're just like very good at the game, then I respect you, but just leave it on. Video settings, I'll get back into that later, as it's, you know, I'm gonna go very in depth about it. Audio tab. For some reason, if I play on 100, it's so loud. It's like my ears hurt if I play on 100, so I have to play on 56. And I do change it to 60 at times, but I do find like 56 is the sweet spot for me. As for some, like the advanced volume tab, just turn this to 100 so you can hear footsteps, gunshots, everything, right? But dialogue, I like it just a little bit, as it tells you, your legend tells you when you're getting third party, so that's why I like it. I'm just gonna leave that just a bit though. As too much, it's just gonna clutter the audio. Yep, sorry. The video tab. Alright, so you wanna always leave your game on full screen. Also, this is for PC. If you guys are on console, you probably will not have this tab. But yeah, you wanna leave your game on full screen, as it gives you the most frames, and like it makes your game stable as well. Aspect ratio, the default is 16:9. However, I do play stretch, and there's multiple types of stretch. There's 16:10, and this is one of the native resolutions. So like, you know, your inventory would not look messed up like mine. But however, I play on 4:3, as you know, it feels more stretch. I like feeling like I'm going a bit faster as well. So I play on 4:3, 1440 by 1080. You guys probably will not have this by default. You guys might, but there's also like a lot more resolutions as well. However, I play on 1440 by 1080, as it gives me the most frames, it's stretch, and you know, it just suits me. Brightness, I would say use anything from 60 to 85, but it all depends on the monitor as well. So just remember, you don't want it to be too bright, as it's gonna like wash out the colors. FOV, turn this up. However, there are exceptions. I would say 104 is a very good middle ground if you feel 110 is way too high and you cannot aim properly with it. But however, I play on 120. I'll get into how to do that later. FOV ability scaling, I have it on disabled. It just makes it so when you octane stim, when you blur down alt, your FOV doesn't go up to 120 basically. Sprint view shake, minimal, you know, just makes less visual clutter. Settings, hell yeah. Vising, always turn that off. Just turn it off for the max frames, and yeah, just never turn it on. And nvidia reflex, okay, so if you have a high-end PCA, I would say turn this to enable plus boost. However, if you guys do not have a high-end PC, just leave this off. It just makes it so you have less latency, but at with like lower end PCs, it's just gonna make you feel more latency, if that makes sense. Anti-aliasing, just I play on TSAA, but you guys can have it on none as well. Just playing around with that. Texture streaming, I would recommend to be on 0 if you have a bad PC. However, if you have a decent PC, turn it to like very least, you know. Everything else is just the lowest as it can be, to give me the most frames, and just makes the game feel smooth. Alright, so external softwares, I'm gonna start off with RawAccel. It allows you to have, essentially allows you to have faster flicks and slower tracking in game on mouse and key. So this is the settings that I use. It's tense settings. So I'm gonna link a video down below on how to download RawAccel, as I don't think I'm good at explaining stuff. So I'm just gonna link a video down below and just follow that. Yeah, it's either you like it or you don't. It's one of those. So yeah, you guys can try it out, and personally it helped me so much at aiming, and like I don't think I can play without it now. So yep. Next, Gear Up Booster. So I'm gonna say this, it's a paid app, so you know, you're gonna pay a subscription to actually use it. However, I do think it's worth it for me because I have very high ping, and this app just makes your ping stable and lessens it. So yep, there's a 1-day trial, and you guys can try it and see how it goes for you. So yeah. Alright, so for stretch res. How do you get stretch res on Windows, right? So you're gonna start off by adding these to the launch options. I'm gonna leave this in the description as well. FPS max, sorry, we're gonna start off with this one. Just add this to the maximum refresh rate on your monitor. So mine's 240, so just leave that there. So it's basically a cap for your FPS. It just makes things smoother. However, this is the most important one if you want to play stretch res, which is max letterbox aspect goal and the threshold as well. So I'm gonna you need that to play on stretch res, alright? So I'm gonna leave that all these launch options in the description. On nvidia control panel, alright, so you're gonna create a custom resolution. So you're gonna go to change resolution and you're gonna choose your main monitor. Make sure it's your main monitor if you have multiple. You're gonna create customize and you're gonna create a custom resolution, right? So you're gonna hit the res that you want. So essentially for me it was 1440 by 1080. Alright, and you're just gonna press test and you're just gonna bring everything. You're just gonna press apply and you'll be done. Alright, so your thing's gonna show up here and you're gonna have it in game as well. Manage 3D settings for control panel. Make sure you're on program settings, so it only applies for Apex unless you want it to be applied on every application you played. So it's a bit hard to explain everything here. So you know, this for me, this is the best for me. So it just gives me the most frames, and you guys can copy this. See, I'll go slowly. And yep, that's it. You're also gonna go you're gonna go save games. You're gonna search save games. You're gonna open up the folder, right? And you're gonna go to respawn. You're gonna go Apex, and you're gonna go to local and video config. So this is for stretch res. You're gonna search for default res and default res height. Alright, so you're gonna type essentially whatever resolution you made in nvidia control panel. You're gonna type in the same resolution over here. Alright, so 1440 by 1080, which was what we created earlier, but it could differ for whatever resolution you want to be. Alright, so just type it in right there. Alright, Vibrance settings, right? So this essentially just means how colorful your colors are in Apex. So that's how you see multiple streamers like Lyric, like Fade, their game just looks way better, right? And it's not washed out. So there's two ways on doing this. So we're gonna start off with control panel. You guys are just gonna open control panel on Windows, and you're just gonna go to adjust desktop color settings, right? And digital vibrance right here. You're gonna turn that up or down. I would recommend anywhere from 60 to 75. 75 is plenty, alright? However, doing it this way, it's gonna affect your whole monitor itself. So whenever you watch a video on YouTube or when you play any other game, it affects that as well. Just keep that in mind, alright? The second way is by downloading Vibrance GUI. So you're just gonna search up Vibrance GUI on Google, and you're gonna download it, alright? And once you've downloaded, you're gonna open it, and these are the settings that I use. Alright, so you're gonna add Apex into this, right? So you're gonna press add manually. You're gonna go to your local disk. Alright, you're gonna go to program files x86, and you're gonna search for Steam, and you're gonna search for Steam apps, and you're gonna go to common, Apex Legends, scroll all the way down till you find r5apex.exe. You're gonna press that, and you're gonna press open. Alright, so it's gonna add that to here. Once it's here, you're gonna double click it, and this is the vibrance level. So I play on 90, which is very, very high. I do not recommend playing on 90. However, you could try it, but you know, I would recommend like 75, 85 at most. Alright, so press save once you're done. Alright, so we're gonna create a CFG file. It is not hacking. It is allowed, I swear. So you're gonna go to your launcher, search for Apex, and you're gonna go to the properties, launch options, and you're gonna add plus exec Autoexec. This just runs the CFG, alright? So you're gonna search for the game files, and you're gonna go to CFG, and you're gonna create, you know, you're not gonna have this at the start, so you're just gonna go to new, and create a text document. All right, name it exactly Autoexec CFG. All right, it matters. Just make sure you name it exactly that. All right, so once you've created that, you're gonna go into it. It's gonna be empty. I'm gonna leave all of this in the description. All right, so make sure you guys copy and paste it. It basically just makes the game less visually clutter and have better audio as well. So yep, these are my settings. So you guys can play around with them. So yeah. Alright, so that's it for the video. I appreciate all of you guys for watching so much. If there's any questions, please leave them in the comments and I'll try to answer to them. Alright, just any questions honestly, like settings wise or just like who I mean and stuff. So yep, watch my other videos. Thank you.